Welcome to Computer Access video guides to Windows 7. In this guide we'll show you how to upgrade from a Windows XP computer. So here's our Windows XP PC, and if we open it up you'll notice that we've got the Windows 7 DVD in the drive and ready to go. If we try and run it though, all we get is an error message. That's because you can't upgrade directly from Windows XP. Instead, we'll have to completely wipe the hard disk of this computer and install Windows 7 over the top. Now, this means that any files stored on this computer will be lost, so it's really important that we copy everything we need somewhere safe first. Best way to do that is to use an external hard disk. We've plugged one in here and we've called it backup, and so we're going to copy all our files to there. Once we've installed Windows 7 we can then copy them back. Before we do that though, let's open up the disk and just try and keep things organised. First thing we're going to copy is our documents, so on the backup hard disk we're going to create a folder and we'll call that documents, and we're going to move all our documents into here. Now the main place that you'll be storing your documents is probably the My Documents folder. Most of us use this to store just about everything we do on a PC, so let's open it and we can go to the edit menu, choose select all and then copy, and then we'll move back to our backup hard drive and paste, and there we go, it's all safe. Now this is a brand new computer, so there's only a handful of files on here. If you've been using your PC for a couple of years, it could take minutes or even hours to copy all your documents across, but it's really important to make sure that you do it thoroughly. Anything you forget will be gone forever. If you haven't got an external hard drive, then there are other places you could store them. You could burn them to DVDs or CDs, for example. If you do that, be really sure that the CDs and DVDs are good before you move on and install Windows 7. There's other places to check too. Let's have a quick look in the shared documents folder. If there's other users on the PC, you'll need to check their folders too. And there are also other things besides documents. Let's open up our email program, for example. If you've been using the computer for a while, you could have hundreds or thousands of important messages in there, plus your address book. So we'll open Outlook Express. Now, different email programs work in different ways, but almost all of them will have some way to back up all your messages. Check the File menu and look for an Export option. You can see here we can export the address book and the messages. So, use both those options to save all your email information and store it on the backup hard disk where you stored your documents earlier on. With that done, now's a good time to check the PC. It's really important to make sure you've left nothing behind, no files or anything else that you want to keep, because everything will be lost if you carry on. Once you're absolutely sure you've got everything you need, put the Windows 7 DVD in the drive and it's time to restart the computer. Simply turn it off as normal. When you restart your PC, look for an option like this just as it's starting. Press any key to boot from CD or DVD. If you see this, press a button and Windows setup will start. You can now move on to the next video in this series. If you don't see this option, however, you're just going to have to make one more change to your computer. Restart it again, and just as it starts up, you should see an option to enter the setup page. Normally you just have to press the delete key, so we'll press the delete key here, and you'll see a menu a lot like this. Now we need to look for the options that tell the computer what device to boot from. They're normally under advanced features, so use the arrow keys to choose that and press enter. And if you see here, for first boot device it says hard disk. We need to change that so that it's going to use the DVD drive instead. So I'll press enter, choose CD-ROM from the menu. Now, we do also want to boot from the hard drive, so under the second boot device, we'll change that to hard disk. So now it'll look on the CD or DVD first, then on the hard disk. Now we need to save this, so look for an option to save. It's normally the F10 key, press that, and choose yes. The computer will now restart. And hopefully, just after it boots up, you'll see the press any key to boot from CD or DVD. Press a key to boot, and then you can move on to the next video in the series.